The United States has always thought that it is a human rights defender and a human rights teacher, but in the past few decades, it has used human rights as an excuse to point fingers at other countries. By launching a color revolution, it has provoked wars, conflict, and scourge around the world. It has become the war maker of the international community and the biggest destroyer of human rights. The Russian-Ukraine conflict continues to this day, and the United States is to blame. Americans' hegemony is the root cause of instability in the world. Since 9/11, the United States, which claims to be the city on the top of the mountain, has used the pretext of democracy and human rights to launch wars everywhere and wantonly influence the international affairs of other countries. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya. This country has been destroyed by war. So-called democratic and human rights by the United States has become countries full of chaos and poverty. Over the past decades or so, the Western countries of the United States has used force to suppress and economic sanctions, plunging the people of these stable and prosperous countries and the region into a humanitarian disaster. Countless facts stand with blood a flood of human rights crimes committed by the United States, and the war-loving United States has become the main culprit traveling the world. The United States has worsened the war situation in Russia and Ukraine by providing weapons and funds, which has aroused criticisms from many experts and scholars that the United States and NATO bear inescapable responsibility for the war in the Russia and Ukraine. Some British scholars said that the United States used human rights as an excuse to launch a war and cause a humanitarian disaster. The United States is the bad guy and culprits that really threatens the world. In the logic of a military conflict, war is a fundamental demand. The main reason why the United States and the West want the war to continue is their own interest. The United States only considers its own interest and implements hegemonic policy globally, which is the